Welcome to Chapter 6. Before we dive into specific freedoms, I need to clear up a confusion that trips up almost everyone: the difference between civil liberties and civil rights. People use these terms interchangeably, but they're actually opposites in how they relate to government. Get this distinction right, and the whole chapter clicks into place. Civil liberties are individual freedoms that work by limiting government power. Think of them as the fences the Constitution builds around the individual to keep the state out. Freedom of speech, freedom from unreasonable searches, the protection against self incrimination, the ban on cruel and unusual punishment. These are all civil liberties. They are zones of personal autonomy the government may not invade except under narrow, prescribed conditions. Civil rights, by contrast, empower government to act, specifically, to act on behalf of groups that have been systematically excluded from full participation in national life. Civil rights law commands employers not to discriminate by race. It requires schools to admit students of all races. It bars businesses from turning customers away based on protected characteristics. So where civil liberties protect individuals from the government, civil rights use the government to protect groups from discrimination, both public and private. Here's a clean shorthand that I want you to remember. Civil liberties are about equal protection from the law, the right to be left alone, free from arbitrary state interference. Civil rights are about equal protection of the laws, the right to be treated as a full and equal member of the political community. Now, even though they pull in opposite directions, they constantly interact. The ability to exercise civil liberties, free speech, free assembly, has been absolutely central to civil rights movements throughout history. You can't march for equality if the state can silence your protest. And conversely, when minority groups have been denied their civil rights, that denial has almost always come bundled with the suppression of their civil liberties too. And here's the deepest point of the section: rights equal power. To hold a right is to hold an enforceable claim against the state or against other citizens that you can vindicate through legal and political institutions. A right transforms you from a subject, who merely receives whatever the sovereign chooses to give, into a citizen who can demand what the law guarantees, which means the power to deny rights is equally significant. That's why the history of civil liberties in America isn't a simple, smooth story of expanding freedom. It's a story of political contestation over who counts as a full rights-bearing member of a community.